Okay, so we have another question from the community, and all three of our participants will answer, and we will begin with Cali, and then go to Haley, and then Kathy. And the question is, we work with moms in home visiting and have several that are in relationships where various forms of intimate partner violence are present. I encourage the staff to be patient and present with families, but it can be hard to sit by and wait for them to be ready. On behalf of people in these relationships, what are the most helpful things the home visitors can do? And is there ever a time that an offer of help is too often or too much?
Yes, actually meet them where they are, meaning where they are emotionally, be patient with them. Offer supports if you sense that there's something going on, follow your intuition. Have supports, maybe the next time you visit, have some not referrals, but resources available, some phone numbers to call, open up that conversation, see how they react to that offer. Ask them if there's anything that you can do. And if they don't know, because I know there are many times that people really don't know what they want or what they need in this point, because they're in a crisis mode. They don't know what's available. So introducing what that is, and just, letting them know. I don't know. I know it's a professional relationship and not a personal relationship. So going into your own experiences may not be helpful, because you're there to assist them. But just get to know that person. If that person's a little more open about their situation, or the person may not be open, keep the dialogue open. Let them lead the dialogue. Meet them where they are.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Callie, for that. Thank you. Haley?
Yes. So I think point out to them your concerns, but without telling them what to do. And then also provide them with resources that they can access maybe on their own or later. So maybe give them a number for a counselor, or different books or websites they can read on their own time. That way they might not feel comfortable sharing to you, but at least now they can work towards educating themselves. And then maybe try to get them, so if their abuser is home, you might not want to offer them help in front of that person, but try to get them alone or somewhere where the abuser can't hear you and offer them help. And yes, I do also want to acknowledge, I know it can be really hard to see somebody in pain and suffering and not be able to help them and bring them out of that. And it's really hard to understand, but it's also important to understand that you can't save them no matter how bad you want to. It has to be their choice. And it's a really, really scary choice to make. And it can be confusing too if psychological abuse is occurring, and it's dangerous.
Thank you. Very important information. Thank you so much for sharing that, Haley. Kathy?
So being in the home can be a little bit difficult, because again, the abuser is also there or lives there. So the resources, it might be a little bit more difficult to leave resources, because you certainly don't want them to find it. You don't want to ask a lot of questions if he's there. So it is a little tricky, but I think that it's very important to acknowledge that you see them and that you are there for them, and that there are resources when they're ready, and to let them know that a safety plan can be worked out if their concern about leaving is safety, that there are people that can help with that, and let them know that. But I think a lot of times, if the part about being patient, or it's really has to be on their terms, and it's not personal. So if you have advice for them that they're not following, it's not personal. They're just, you know, trying to live another day, however they can do that. So without judgment, just let them know, again, that you're there when they need you and that you can help, or that there are resources that can help, and that a safety plan is, you know, probably in order. So again, in order to not make it, certainly you can't let your emotions get you, because they won't not confide in you if they think that you're too emotionally involved. They definitely are going through enough. They don't want to have to worry about you and your emotions also. So it's just got to be professional. Like, these, you know, these are the facts, and we understand and we hear you. And I think the first time somebody realizes that somebody hears them is big, because even if you're not the person that they end up reaching out to, just knowing that it's been acknowledged gives them the path to trusting that there may be somebody else that also hears them and sees them. So just acknowledging is like step number one, I think.